Well, it has been a while. It is Tin Mountain Conservation Center, and this is our weekly lineup with a twist. We haven't seen y'all for a while, so there's a lot to tell you.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, and we're back with a big
Took a
push.
little hiatus over the Christmas time.
That's
So,
right.
anyways, today though, I would like to just preface what we talk about on the calendar events just by and talking about something that's really quite serious, and that's
Yeah.
funding for the Conway schools, and that's the Conway Elementary Schools, where we do
We've been in there for years.
31 year. I mean, we started in 1982 in the Conway schools. We
Right.
started in some of the other schools in 1980, and we were in those schools for until '95, I think, is when reluctantly they cut Tin Mountain out of the budget when they were undergoing some horrible budget problems.
Right.
I came in '98, and the board charged me with one of my biggest priorities was to get back in the Conway schools. So I know Lori and I worked with the school administration trying to get back in through the budget.
Yeah.
And we didn't have much success there. So finally, we took it to the voters in 2000 as a warrant article.
That was,
And
that
it
was
was
resounding.
great.
Yeah.
It was 2-1. It was voted back in as a warrant article, and we were back in the schools again. And we stayed in the budget, I guess, for a couple of years. Then 2003, the school board or the budget committee, whatever, we suffered a cutting of half of our programs. So instead of doing 4 grade levels, we were down to 2 grade levels, and a number of our supporters came out and successfully led an initiative to reinstate full funding from the floor during the deliberative session. That was very good, and that was helpful.
I think it's really, it's never been, it seems, I should say, more important than it is now. I mean, it's like I'm hearing the community, listening to NPR, and talking about the STEM program and what's most important coming from the president. You know, it's science, technology, engineering, math, and Tin Mountain has been doing that for 31
Right.
years in the community, in the
it's
school system.
Certainly, our local kids got an edge there
Yeah.
from these programs, because natural science, it's right there in the science and technology. We apply physical science, we apply certainly mathematics and hands-on efforts. So these are really critical, and they're things that the kids really need at this point.
When was it, Michael, that our trustees had said this is such an important part of the mission for Tin Mountain that that's what their fundraising is all about, is providing half of the
Right.
funding for being in the school. So that's been reduced.
That's been as long as I know, and I think it's gone.
It's been years?
It goes way back.
Okay, okay.
The Board of Trustees here at Tin Mountain have committed to paying half the price that it costs to go to the schools and do our program. So we do ask the schools to pay half, and we do half through our fundraising. And you see us at First Season or the Hill Climb or whatever.
Right.
That's where that money goes, to help do these programs in the schools. The last time we had to do this was in '09.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the programs were cut out of the budget, and then we went again to a warrant article, and that was successful, or overwhelming again. Then in 2011, we were back in for another year, and then in
Right.
2011 we were out. But one of our members came forward and provided money for us to at least do one of the 3 Conway schools.
Well,
And we were back in 2012, and now we're back out in 2013.
Right.
So I guess what here is, we're going to do another warrant article.
yes.
And I don't know, maybe that's the way to have some stability in this up and down action with Tin Mountain programs. It's important stuff.
It's important, and it's also a value. We have a high value for it. Our community does, and we know how important it is.
And the
So it's
teachers
like-
see it too. I mean,
Yes.
we've always had
Yeah.
overwhelming support from the teachers and the administrators, the principals. So it's an important thing to do.
Well, then I think probably like this is a good opportunity now before we talk about the weekly programs, is what we would like
Yeah,
people to do.
exactly.
You know,
Well, the whole process requires that we have a petition.
Right.
We need to have 25 signatures from Conway voters. That's not a big deal. I would love to go in with 500 signatures.
I think, yeah, and we'll have
So
to.
if you live in Conway,
Yes.
come by and sign the petition, and perhaps we'll get 500. And that, I think that alone would be a strong message that we
I think
do
so, too.
value science education and knowledge about the environment, conservation issues.
Although I think too, there's the letters to the editor. It's very
Right.
One can be proactive if you've gone through the Tin Mountain system as a child. If you have grandkids, if you see the value of what Tin Mountain contributes to the community, I think
Right.
now's the time to be able to write letters to the editor, email them. I also think the deliberative session comes up sometime before the April voting,
Make your
right?
voice known,
So
yeah.
stand up, right? Speak up for the environment.
This is our members' organization.
Yeah.
So this is what we do. It's our mission.
Right.
And hey, this is your organization. So, boy, it'd be great to stand up and be heard.
I think get out the vote for Tin Mountain in
I mean, we're talking about well over
It's now
400
important.
kids that are involved in the 4 grade levels at these 3 schools. It's a lot of kids.
We
It's a lot of
touch
education.
in a school
each year,
session
5,000
students. So
Since 1980, over 55,000 kids.
you see,
crazy.
you've been through the STEM. You can do
know.
the math. No, that's cool. It's just this is the time though we're asking the community and staff, our community staff, of course, and members to say, look, place a value on it. Make your voice be heard.
Yeah.
Get out the vote and share it with your
We're not
community
asking
members.
you to get your pocketbook out. We're just
No,
asking you to come
no,
out
what a pleasant
and stand up.
surprise.
Yeah.
There.
So, anyways, and it's a good thing. You'll feel better when you do it. Let's
Okay.
talk about what's coming up
This week, what's happening?
this week.
There's
Hey,
a lot.
Saturday, Brownfield Ballroom. We do a little skiing. I was out there a couple weeks ago. Skiing was great then. Hopefully, we'll be able to salvage something there. It'll be good. Come out.
Yep.
Give us a call. Bring your own skis.
Yeah.
Well, we've got
We're doing Nature Nuts.
Preschools Saturday.
Yes.
Hey, that was great. We had really good turnout last time. So, grandparents, parents, Saturday morning, the 2nd of February,
Yep.
bring the kids over. It's a good time to meet with people that like to be outside. Your kids will be outside, so do that.
Yeah.
Camera Club, they're displaying in our lobby.
Yes.
Lots of great pictures. There's going to be
Nice variety.
yeah, there's going to be a reception on Thursday, the 7th.
Okay, from 5 to 6:30.
5 to
See that.
6.
And it's Film Fest time.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's good. Betting the Farm here, and then that's on the 7th. The
Okay.
next day, Friday, the fly fishing tour over at the Academy.
That's right. And we have a filmmaker who's part of the fly fishing tour. Going to come
that's
in and
great.
introduce himself and answer questions afterwards.
Yeah, and that's at the Performing Arts Center. It's nice just to sit in those comfortable chairs.
It is.
Energy Workshop on the 9th.
Okay.
You want to come to that, February 9th. Learn about solar. And we'll have some really great experts here. Russ Illinois will be
Yep.
back to help us out on that. So make sure you do that. So, and then on the 11th of February, we have a Dine to Donate over at Joseph's Spaghetti Shed. If you haven't eaten at Joseph's, you haven't eaten. So let's make sure we do that.
Great.